Thank you very much, Director Ozhan, for those kind words. Let me just say, first of all, Mr. Prime Minister, it's a delight to be with you again. I served for more than 9 years as chairman of the American-Turkish Council. I did that because I believe deeply in the importance of this relationship to both parties, to the region, and indeed to the world. It is a great honor for me to once again have the pleasure and privilege of sharing the podium with the distinguished Prime Minister of Turkey. One of our sayings about Turkey is that it lives in a tough neighborhood. It certainly is a newsworthy one, given all the drama that has occurred there over the past decade, and especially in light of the revolutions that have swept aside long-serving rulers in Tunisia, Egypt, and Libya, and the turmoil that continues along Turkish borders with Syria and Iraq. Prime Minister Erdogan has swung his government and his country squarely on the side of those in the Arab world, seeking to fashion a new way of governments based on mutual respect, public participation, and accountability. This was the message he gave in Cairo, Tunis, and Tripoli earlier this month. Important, too, was his call in Cairo for a secular constitution. Turkey's history has shown clearly that a secular order can contribute significantly to the development of democratic society in Muslim countries that wants to maintain its diversity in a peaceful and respectful way. On Syria, Turkey has positioned its diplomacy squarely behind those seeking an end to oppression and violence at the hands of President Assad. On these issues in the Arab world, the United States and Turkey are working in tandem. This partnership on behalf of a new Middle East that includes both American and Turkish perspectives gives us hope for better outcomes and contributes to the strengthening of U.S.-Turkish ties. Confronting terrorists is another area where our countries stand shoulder to shoulder. When the history is written on the international effort to defeat al-Qaeda, it will show that America has had few more important partners than Turkey, which has cooperated with us quietly, but with persistence. Americans are most grateful. Another gratifying development is the help the United States has now given Turkey on the PKK, especially the intelligence sharing in support of Turkish military action against PKK hideouts in northern Iraq. Ensuring that terrorism does not take root in the new Middle East is one among many areas where the Turkish-U.S. relationship advances our mutual and regional interests. As the easternmost member of the North Atlantic Alliance, Turkey plays a critical role on a range of other issues as well. The decision to place radars in Turkey to support a new NATO missile defense capability significantly strengthens the alliance and our collective ability to protect our countries and our peoples. Turkish role in aid and diplomatic efforts in Afghanistan, its prominent leadership role in ISAF, the International Security Assistance Force, and its efforts to help Kabul and Islamabad work together are not as well known, but are critical to efforts to find solutions in this most difficult region. With US and European leaders focused on problems elsewhere, Prime Minister Erdogan's government has stepped in as a force for stability and cooperation in the Balkans as well. While strongly supporting Kosovo politically and economically, Ankara has managed to transform its relationship with Serbia for the better in ways that support the goal of including both in Europe and its institutions. As I indicated, Prime Minister Erdogan is deeply involved in the wave of change that is sweeping the Arab world and much of the region around his country. Turkey has insights to and access in the region that the United States does not have, a region where American diplomacy has not been as effective as one might hope. Those insights are critical to dealing in a positive manner with the current turbulence in the region. Of course, this would not be the United States if Prime Minister Erdogan were not walking into some controversy here. Foremost, that of relations with Israel. Turkey's relationship with Israel for years has been an asset to both countries and the region. It made possible useful Turkish mediation between Israel and Syria, and between Israel and the Palestinians. Now the picture has changed. People can have different views about Gaza, about Palestinian groups, about Israel's actions in Gaza, toward the Palestinians and in the region. But as a strong friend of both Turkey and Israel, I also know that the collapse of that relationship is bad for both countries and for the region. What has happened has added to instability and uncertainty in an already complicated region. The role as conciliator and mediator that Turkey has employed to draw parties together will now be much more complicated, not least in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. This is a statement of fact, not of blame, which I do not assess. To sum up, the problems in the Middle East are numerous and are serious. But the opportunities for productive cooperation between Turkey and the United States to deal with them give me every reason for optimism, especially given the increasing closeness of our bilateral relations. Thank you very much. And now I would like to introduce Congressman Robert Wexler. Representative Wexler has served as a Democratic member of Congress for 7 terms. Throughout his tenure in Congress, he has been an advocate of the need for a just and comprehensive resolution to the Arab-Israeli conflict. He has served as an American representative to the NATO Parliamentary Assembly and was co-founder of the Caucus on U.S.-Turkish relations. He's been a great advocate of peace in the Middle East and Turkey's unique role in achieving lasting regional peace. Congressman Wexler.